Today, I would like to talk about the debt crisis of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, formerly known as the Zimbabwe Rhodesia from 1979 until 1980, following a long period of colonial rule and a 50 years period of white-dominated minority rule, enforced after the so-called Unilateral Declaration of Independence (UDI) of the minority regime in 1965, Zimbabwe gained majority rule and globally recognized independence in April 1980. In 1990s, Zimbabwe's economy began to experience a decline that intensified in earlier 2000s. Zimbabwe is one of the countries that fall in the debt crisis because of failure to pay back the foreign debt. Is the foreign debt? Foreign debt can be defined as a money lent from the state or private lender of another country by a state, company, or private household. Debt management by the country's government, combined with a shock like a fall in oil prices or a serious economic recession, may also cause most countries to fall in the debt crisis, same as the Zimbabwe. What the factor of debt crisis in the Zimbabwe? Few bad years before Zimbabwe gained her independence, Zimbabwe inherited a substantial Rhodesian debt that grew through the 1988s due to the drought, questionable development loans, and Western government aids loans tied to buying export, including military aircraft. By 1990, Zimbabwe had to take out IMF and World Bank bailout loans to keep paying the debt. The economy has been liberalized in exchange, and public expenditure has been slashed. Growth slowed, trade deficits were created, and poverty and joblessness increased. Opposition to the government grew, resulting in ever more violent crackdowns. Although the origins of Zimbabwe's sluggish economy had been traced back under the white rules, however, it is historical. The Black Friday of 14 November 1997 that marks the beginning of an economic crisis. It was the day that the Zimbabwe dollar fell spectacularly. Zimbabwe became one of the worst performing economies in the world over the short span of less than a decade. The controversial land reform program of the Mugabe administration, which aimed to push the sluggish reallocation of farmland from the white minority to black Zimbabweans, began in the 1990s, began to grow after the 2002, and is one of the most frequently cited as the causes of Zimbabwe economic failure. In of 2012, the total invalidated foreign debt balance was 10.7 billion US dollar, accounting for 113.5% of the country's GDP. As the conclusion, the study conclude that the Zimbabwe was successful in the foreign debt crisis. However, the effect of the debt crisis shows that Zimbabwe still has a debt crisis issue. It does impact negatively on the economic process in Zimbabwe, causing poverty, and it in need of the aid of IMF and other international bodies. Moreover, in facing the COVID-19 problems right now, it makes Zimbabwe need more funds from the IMF and international bodies. It's become burden for the countries to handle the COVID-19 without any fund. That's all for me. Thank you.